everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ian Chaffin, author of a lot of books and knower of things. And today we are going to talk about reading. And it's not just because I'm an author, I promise. It's a legitimate thing. It has nothing to do with the fact that I am writing a 7-book series and I'm on book 3 and both of the first 2 books are out there for you to enjoy. One of them being absolutely free, at least at this moment. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about how to get back into reading and or how to actually just start reading if you've never been a huge reader in general. And I'm going to use my handy dandy broken phone over here for notes where I don't forget things. So yeah. So a little bit about my backstory. I wasn't actually a big reader when I was in elementary or middle school, and not a little bit in high school and all that. I wanted to be a reader because readers were smart and I wanted to be smart. And I kind of made that connection and association, which there is some truth behind it, but it just somehow it made reading a little worse for me because I wanted to prove I was a reader. Yeah, thankfully that is done with. Yeah. In high school, I did actually read not just fan fiction and stuff like that, but also stuff like Twilight. Twilight was my very first book that I read all the way through, besides like smaller books when you're a kid, and my very first big book that I read all the way through, and my very first series that I read all the way through. Who knew? However, there was a dip in reading that I had, especially when going into college and being forced to read some really stupid textbooks. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't call them stupid. Really not so good textbooks that didn't teach me pretty much anything that I had to spend hundreds of dollars on. And so I was kind of put off reading. And then thankfully something happened where I just started picking up audiobooks. But between those and picking up on manga again from the library and just reading physical books from the public library, the school library, and my classroom library, I've been reading a lot. Like about 100 books a year for the last couple odd years. It's pretty neat, actually. So if you just want to get back into reading, or if you just really want to finish a book, then I have some tips from you that have helped me, and I hope they help you. So here we go. Tip number 1. Oh wait, I can't read that close. Know your why. So I wanted to make it super fancy. It's like, yes, know your why. But I literally just wrote, don't force yourself to read. Don't force yourself to finish books that don't gain your interest. So the knowing your why part is just, why are you reading this book that you're reading? Are you reading it because you're being forced to? Are you reading it because you actually want to enjoy something? Are you reading it because it's new, squeaky, and fancy, and it has an award that it probably just got randomly because the author is famous? Not that that ever happens at all. New York Times. What was that? What? So my why is usually, I like this book and I want to read it. Yeah, basically, it's pretty straightforward. Especially when it's an indie author that I'm like, hey, you write this, I also write this. Or you write this and I write this other thing, but I really want to look at your writing because I want to learn and just grow as an author. And also I like your characters, so yeah, I like them. I want to spend time with them in the book. Yeah. That was definitely the case for Moonscript. Elf Pirates are great, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. Tip number 2. Try different ways of reading. Audiobooks, ebooks, books, physical books, you know. So yeah, I love listening to audiobooks. I have a 30-minute commute to my school and a 30-minute commute away from my school, which is my work as well because I'm a teacher. So I don't like listening to the radio all that much because the radio just stops in between songs and it talks about all this stuff that you have to buy and stuff like that. And the hosts on the radios, sometimes they're cool, but sometimes they're really annoying. Not all radio hosts, but I'm just like, I really don't care anymore. And most music out there does not appeal to me. And I can't find any like radio station that just plays Owl City. So, you know, yeah. Also with reading in different types of ways, you kind of learn what you really like to read. Not genre-wise, but, format-wise. I do like physical books, even though I'm very, very slow at them. It took me about 2 months, maybe 2.5 months to read Moonscript, which is awesome. But yeah, whoa. I do sometimes read ebooks, but because of screens and stuff, my eyes just start twitching after a while. So I don't always read ebooks, but if you are one of those people, go for it. And I really do like audiobooks because I can just drive, listen to audiobook, and be happy in my car as I'm going to work. And hopefully be happy at work because I just listened to a book. Number 3, spend less on books. Borrow from the public library. See if they have Hoopla Digital or Libby that's by Overdrive. And bonus, if you are a student in like K through 12 schooling, you might be able to get the Sora app for free. They usually have books that are for like maybe junior high and younger, maybe middle school and younger, depending on where you stop it. But yeah, so you have free options, and hey, you don't have to spend a butt ton of money on books. When I learned about Hoopla and Libby, I was able to get free audiobooks through my library, so why not use those? And there are some authors out there who want beta readers to read their book, and if you're interested in helping out an author and interested in beta reading, it might be a good thing for you to do. Yeah, I think I have somewhere on my channel a hey beta readers listen up thing, but I'm pretty sure it's super old, so if it's out there, like, check it out. I haven't in a while, so haha. There are so many different ways to pick up a book without putting down cash. And if you really want to go out and buy a book, you might just do a little bit of research on it. Like, for me, I love books that maybe murder mysteries, maybe cozy mysteries, maybe like fantasy, all that. But there's a lot of, whoa, I can't believe you just put that in a book topics out there. And not gonna lie, I'm just getting sick and tired of those. So I definitely will do my research about, is this book okay for me? Which is also why I like the free aspect, because then I don't have to worry about that. Now, since I have been paying back debt recently, I haven't had money for books anyways, but I will say that I've gotten into this mood of I don't want a lot of stuff unless I have to have that stuff. And so if I really, really want that book, like it is one of the best books I've ever read or anything like that, I'll probably have it on my shelf. But I still don't want to spend a lot of money. So, get them from thrift stores and all that. There's thriftbooks.com, which is really pretty cool too. So there's options out there. Number 4, make a little time in your day as you're driving to work, settling down for the night, yada, yada, yada. So if you really want to get back into reading, you kind of have to make time for reading. So, skip the 12 YouTube stories, the reels, whatever they're called. I don't care. I really don't care. And just pick up a book and read. Or while you're doing laundry, turn on that audiobook, because I do that all the time. I hate laundry, so why not make it better with a book, So try to find those little bits of time in your day where you can be like, oh yeah, I can listen to my book, or oh yeah, I can read my book. I've also been recently turning off the TV and going to bed a little bit early just to be able to read a book. It's actually how I get done with Moonscript, finally. And last tip number 5, know that you don't need to finish a book or finish it in a certain amount of time. Also, know that you don't need to finish a certain number of books within a year. You don't actually need to finish 100 books in a year to be a reader or an avid reader. You just need to read. Now, if you are doing a competition with friends, that's one thing. It's always fun to do that. If you really want to scale up your reading, you might set yourself a goal. But it's okay if you don't hit that goal, because reading is supposed to be enjoyable. Even when it's books that are more textbook-like, more nonfiction, if that's your jam, it's okay to not finish a lot of them. You're still smarter than you were before you read that book, So just read a little bit. Yeah. Also, bonus tip, if it is a nonfiction book, you could just read bits and pieces of it when you want to, instead of the whole book at the same time. I don't suggest this for fiction though, because that's kind of, plot and story. You you kind of need to read the whole thing. Though I will say, if it's a series where you can just jump in at any time and still be able to enjoy it, that's pretty cool too. Maybe skip the first book and go on to the second. You should totally do that with mine. What? I didn't say anything. On sale. At regular price. And that's pretty much it. Those are like 5 tips that have helped me, and I hope they help you, especially if you really do want to get back into reading. And they seem like simple tips, but that's the thing. You don't need a huge, unique, super difficult process. You just need to pick up a book, or an audiobook, or an ebook, or any kind of book. Just pick one up, please. Thank you. And with that being said, I hope you find a wonderful book to read, even if it's not mine. I guess I'll put some books that I have read recently that have been really cool. Some of them are fantasy, some of them are cozy murder mysteries, some of them are just cool ones that I really enjoy. Kind of like the John Flanagan series, The Ranger's Apprentice, which is geared towards boys, but I definitely enjoyed it. Think medieval ninjas. That's pretty much what a ranger is. Just saying. And with all that, I hope you all have a great reading experience, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all later, alligators. Bye-bye!